objective to enlighten learners about how the fretboard should be visualized like planet Earth, helping learners navigate musical space with clarity. So as we're learning to navigate the fretboard, we want to visualize the fretboard as the territory or a map of the territory. Why? Because that's what it is, because that's the easiest way to learn it, and because it basically gamifies the process, similar to learning, say, a video game that has a map involved, like Zelda, for example. Now, I know I'm old. Pick your favorite video game with a map involved. The way that you master that video game is to basically learn the map of the territory, learn where the locations are, what those locations do, and how to get to each location from all of the other locations. That's, in essence, what we want to be doing on the guitar. The way most people learn the guitar is not optimal to learn all the locations on the guitar. We'll talk more about that shortly. This analogy will challenge traditional note-based thinking and offer a more intuitive, modal-centered approach. Now, don't turn away just because you heard modes there. Most people, when they hear modes, they say, look, I'm in advanced school. I don't want to deal with modes. I want a simple kind of process. But realize one of the simple kind of processes you will learn out there is possibly something called the Nashville number system, where they basically took the modes and just assigned a number to them that don't change. And oftentimes people talk about that system as though it's a hack, as though it's a shortcut, an unsophisticated way to be doing the system, not in the sophisticated, like scale-centered type of approach. This is where the paradigm shift is, people. That's not true. The modal-based system is the best way, the most intuitive way to look at the fretboard, and it also is the way to look at the fretboard within context. In other words, when we're actually playing music, or when we're thinking about a scale, or we're thinking about a chord, there is always context. And in Western music, the context is typically a collection of 7 notes out of a 12-note collection. And those 7 notes are all going to have the same relationship to each other, such as the 7 continents on the planet. So we'd like to assign some kind of absolute numbering system and or naming convention, the naming convention being the modes, which are intimidating because they have ancient Greek labels or names, but don't let that throw you off. That is actually the easier way to be seeing it. And when we look at it by notes, notice the notes are not going to be able to help us within the context of what we're trying to do as we map out the territory.